Hello and welcome to another bite-sized episode of the SportsGrad podcast, proudly supported by Deakin University. Each Thursday, we give you the tactics you can use to land a dream job in sport. This includes things like networking, interviewing and career direction, but all focused on the sports industry. I'm Ryan Walker and I'm joined by Ruben Williams.
G'day, Ryan.
It's great to have you on board, my friend. Now, for more regular content, follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram and TikTok. Just search SportsGrad.
Plus a big hello to all our beloved SportsGrad community members who are all hanging out and connecting on Discord. If you want to connect with like-minded people, if you want to connect with other people in the sports industry, if you want to find a job that you love, join over 400 people who have landed more than 240 roles in the sports industry. To do so, join sportsgrad.com.au/community to get involved.
Fantastic. Now, Rubes, today we are talking about jobs in performance analytics. We've received a bit of help from Vincent Chung, the football analyst from Melbourne Footy Club. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to give you a full rundown of what's involved and how to get it.
Yes, absolutely.
So why is why is sports analytics important?
Well, Ryan, the reason why they have this role employed at footy clubs and other professional teams is so that teams can use data to make better decisions. So people like Vincent are collecting all this data, gathering insights off it and feeding it to the coaches so they can make decisions. Now, this can happen at training. It can happen on game day. It can happen when you're analysing opposition vision as well. But primarily, the reason why it's important is so that someone is collecting all the stats to make better decisions for the coaches.
Love it. And from a day-to-day perspective, what does that look like?
Yeah, so these guys are analysing and coding training data, match data. They're creating presentations to kind of present their insights. They're doing statistical analysis. So they're on the computers in the Excel, on the Tableau, all that sort of thing, to collect the data and make use of it.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned you're often on the laptop, you're dealing with data, but I would imagine you would work with a lot of people to actually execute that data and use it.
Yeah, that's right. So these are the primary decision makers. So you're talking about head coaches. What stat is going to help a head coach move a player around or shuffle things and help his strategy to win a game of football? Similarly, what data is going to help high performance staff perform their role better? Or in the off season, what analytics is going to help recruiters recruit better players to the club based on what the club needs at the time? So those are the sort of people that these analysts work under.
Brilliant. And in terms of where you do your role, I can imagine there would be varying locations that you'd be where you'd be at.
Yeah, so for Vincent, he's out at Casey Fields where the Melbourne Football Club do their training. He's also over at Amy Park in the Melbourne Sporting Precinct where Melbourne also have a hub. And of course, he's at the mighty MCG where the Melbourne Football Club play their home games. So you kind of here, there and everywhere depending on where the team is at the time.
Bit of a mix of training to game day to office time. So that's quite cool. And how can you get this job?
Now, Vincent has labelled 3 key skills that you need to be good at this role. Number 1 is you got to be collaborative. We mentioned all those decision makers that you're working with. You got to be able to work with other people. Number 2 is you got to have a willingness to learn. Now, I love these put this in because I've met quite a few data analysts who have taught themselves how to use different programs.
Yeah.
I think Binuk Kudirawaku from episode 143.
The godfather of sports analytics in Australia, I would have thought.
Works with the Adelaide Crows and the list managers over there. He was a law graduate, taught himself analytics, ended up being the key stats guy for the Adelaide Crows. And so willingness to learn is something you've got to have. And number 3, communication. You might have all the data, you might have all the insights, but if you can't share that with somebody else to help them make sense of it, then it's useless. So you've got to be able to communicate too. So those are Vincent's top 3 skills that you need to get a job in performance analytics. In terms of a degree, there's no specific one, but Vincent's come from a background in commerce, statistics, maths. If you are dealing with numbers, if you work in Excel, if you like charts and tables and all sorts of things, that's kind of your wheelhouse. If you're good at that and you like that, then you'll have a job in performance analytics.
Fantastic, Rose. Well, I must say, speaking to a lot of people recently, everyone is on the hunt for data analysts, performance analysis. data is kind of like the buzzword at the moment. So this is a super cool area. And I think if you can get pretty good at it and get somewhat qualified, there's jobs out there like you would not believe. So get involved with that. Thank you for that summary. It was quite good.
No, and thank you to Vincent.
Yeah, good on you, Vincent. Alrighty, well, connect with us on LinkedIn, plus be sure to jump into the SportsGrad community where you can find us on there. Head to sportsgrad.com.au/community to join, or head to the link in our show notes. Also, if you love the show, we would love for you to rate the show 5 stars wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe on Apple or follow on Spotify. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.